masters of horror.
It got warm in here. Uh-oh.
Well, they know who I am, so hello. Am I sitting right here?
Hello, Crypticon. My name's Eric Lee. I am the managing editor of Scariest.com, and it is my privilege to be doing a very special presentation here. At the Scariest Things, I like to do a thing called the Mount Rushmore, which is you take, pretty simple. Take your 4 icons, put them on the mountain. Who you got? And so for female monsters, and I'll fight you on this. Okay, so my list, I got Elsa Lanchester, the bride. I have Allison Hayes, who's Nancy Archer, the 50-foot woman. I have Linda Blair, Reagan McNeil, and I am joined by my 4th icon this afternoon. We have Bonnie Aarons, of course.
Thank you.
And please give a warm welcome. So, Bonnie.
Yeah, do I need this?
Can you, if you don't need it, can you hear us if we don't use the
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I use my theater voice.
Project the back.
Okay.
You've had a very interesting career, and I think a lot of it, there's a key moment in your career when you get the interview for Conjuring 2. Now I know that there's a backstory of this that this is sort of like a change to the movie, or a late change,
Yeah.
to bring in Valak into that. But can you explain sort of how that process went when you actually interviewed with James and for the role?
Well, I didn't know what I was even auditioning for. I just knew it was James Wan.
Yeah.
So you're going to go into James Wan, audition for James Wan. So, I'm ecstatic. So the first audition is you just go in there and you scare the crap out of them. Scare us. So, I went in there and did that. And then I get the call back, which I'm sure I was going to, because I'm a huge fan of his. And I said, if I ever meet this man, he's smart, and I know he'll hire me. And I knew, because the guy's a genius. How could he not pick me? So the second one was, you're going to just dress up, just wear something black, and you're going to go get some makeup done, and you're going to actually work with James Wan. So I'm like, oh my God. So I'm a big fan of James Wan, and I knew he loves David Lynch and loves Mulholland Drive. So on my phone, I had ready the picture of David Lynch and I, and me as the bum on the set. So I was up against, it was 3 people, it was me and 2 men were up for the role, the callback. So we had to go there, and then they go, you're going to go in here and you're going to get, makeup put on you. So I even know who his makeup artist was. He likes to work with a lot of women. He has behind the scenes, and his makeup artist is this woman, Eleanor Savanakoya. So I jumped in her seat, so she would be the one putting on my makeup. So he walks in the makeup room, with me and the 2 guys, having makeup put on it. I take my phone and I go, look at his face, it's me. I'm the bum in Mulholland Drive. And he just stands there. Oh my God.
I'm assuming that the 2 guys weren't dressed as nuns.
Yes, they were.
Oh, really?
I didn't even know it was actually going to be a nun until they put the habit on me. In fact, there's a photograph of me on my table that James Wan took of me with his cell phone at that callback.
Oh.
Yeah, he took that picture.
Now, so you had the success with The Conjuring 2. You got the awesome jump scare. At what point did James go, you know what? I think we can turn this into something bigger?
He didn't. It was the fans. They do what the fans want. When you have horror films of this magnitude, they do what the fans want. They were ready to make The Crooked Man. They put me in after they had finished the film. So it was in post, and they were, they didn't like it. I think he said it was him and Vera. They just didn't like the monster, who was Joseph Bashir, who plays Bathsheba in The Conjuring 1. He's a close friend of his. He also was the composer for a lot of his movies. Wonderful guy. And he was in an animatronical suit as a monster. And they didn't like it. They're like, there's no heart, we have to have. And then he thought of a nun, because Lorraine Warren always said that it was a hooded spirit, evil spirit that was following her around. So he came up with, well, let's do a nun because it goes, with her religion. And then he had a big, audition for it. So they were ready to do the Crooked Man. So when the fans saw the nun, they went berserk. And then they said, forget that, we'll make the movie. Because they, those big studios make movies that the fans want to see.
But it's a historically great jump scare. I mean, it is one,
Yeah.
everybody in the room remembers that moment. It's, it is the scene from Conjuring 2.
Which one? Because there's several jumps.
The picture, when you come.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking the mirror. I like the mirror one as well. It's like a weeping angel, from Doctor Who, and that's what reminded me of.
The shadow. The shadow comes
Yeah, the
across.
shadow, that's a fabulous scene.
So what was it like? Because it must be transformational for you, because you had some other, you Princess Diaries, you Mulholland Drive, yet you're an experienced actress at this point, but you're going from a role player to being cover of the poster icon. How is that transition?
I was a day player on The Conjuring 2. I worked 2 days on it, so I had no idea. I was just a role player then.
But you do get, we've got Nun and Nun 2 because the Nun killed at the box office, and so you're now sort of this instantly recognized figure within horror. And now you get to come to audiences like this, where everybody recognizes you. Did at what point did it strike you, or did you know immediately once you had
all the dolls? Okay, when people are tattooing you on their body, you've done something. It's like, whoa! When I started seeing the tattoos, and then all the dolls and the masks and the T-shirts and the the underwear, some of the underwear. I was like, wow, shower curtains, everything, pins. When the merchandise and all of that happens, like, wow, that's something.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Very few people have that.
Does anybody else in the room have an action figure made of them? Just out of curiosity. She's made it at this point. This is, I've also very much enjoyed your work in Jacob's Wife.
Oh, that was great.
Okay, has everybody in the room seen Jacob's Wife yet?
You have to see it. Isn't that fabulous?
We had Barbara Crampton in here previously. I think it's one of her best roles ever. And it's Travis Stevens, director. I had a nice talk with him about it. It's a great midlife crisis horror movie, and for those of us over 50, it's like, I get it. These are the kinds of things that these existential questions, and Bonnie, you got into heavy, I understand, the nun makeup, not too bad.
That's not bad at all. That's nothing. This I had a thing on my head, but it still was my face.
Mm-hmm.
But then they made it all off. It's pretty spectacular. I play a Nosferatu. And it's a women's empowerment movie. So it's really, really incredible. It's so well done, it's so well written, it has so many messages in it.
And it's sort of, if you can have a second coming of age, that's what Jacob's Wife is. And, but she gets to play the big bad, and there's a couple of really spectacular scenes. It's a lot of fun. So go check that out. For forecasting your career, because some of the great monsters before you, or the people who played in them, your Doug Bradleys and Boris Karloffs, and that they comfortably fit into roles where they were able to continue their careers as monsters and be able to capitalize on that. Is that something that you foresee in your career going forward, or have you seen opportunities for other kinds of
Well, I'm an actress, so I like comedy. I did comedy way before I did ever any horror. And I'll just, I like to work. So, no, yeah, I just recently did a horror movie where I played, Barbara's in it as well. It's called Little Bites. It'll be coming out soon, I think in September. And I play the lead actress's mother.
Okay, so the trailer out for that yet?
I don't know. I saw one, but I don't know if it's out.
But it's coming out this year.
Yeah, it's coming out in September.
All right.
I believe in September, yeah.
Relative to figuring out how scary you actually are, I don't know if you've seen it. There is a YouTube video of a bulldog reacting to horror
movies. I've seen it. It's hilarious. I've seen a lot of dogs.
As soon as they do the Nun 2 trailer, I think really got the dog going. And it's like, all right, if you get the bulldog triggered, you know you've hit the nail on the head.
Video.
It is so cute. It's like I have my Frenchie is not he's not as dialed in, but I think that's another thing. If on the how iconic is your monster and how, but I guess it also talks about how creative the directors for James Wan and the Nun 2 that they're tapping into these deep kind of resonant things, and
I guess religious.
Yeah,
it's like because everyone has a religious thing, and all these religious figures think they're exempt from doing anything wrong because they go to church. So I'm exempt. I can do whatever I want, and I'll be forgiven because I'm religious.
Yeah, because the nunsploitation is sort of on a bit of a run right now.
I know.
Because we got
Immaculate,
Saint Agatha, Saint Maud, consecration. We're getting a bunch of these things, and not to say that you were the launching pad for a lot of this stuff, but what do you take as to what in addition so there's the religion and then but nuns specifically?
Because they're a religious figure, and because they're a religious figure, they figure they're above you.
Good and evil.
So yeah, they're above you. So you better listen to what I have to say, otherwise you're going to be you're going to go to hell,
or
and
you're
I
going to get
know
your
better
wrist
than
slapped
you.
in class.
They just think they're exempt from anything because they wear these veils.
And
So I think Valak's a pretty good,
But Valak she's actually a demon incarnate and not actually or was it a former nun, or was it just the demon sort of expressed as a nun?
Great question. I believe it's a demon.
Right.
Did you see the Nun 2?
Yes.
Okay, so they have some suggestions in there if you haven't seen that one or whatever, that's something else. They can, they'll write whatever they write, whatever they.
Yeah.
But I think it's Valak is the demon takes the form of a nun.
Right.
Because it lives in, a religious.
Yeah, I think that comes. Yeah, and you're right. The Nun 2 makes that much more, much clearer. And
but in the Nun 1, it says it takes the form. The favorite form is the demon Valak likes to take the form of a nun.
So there's probably
That's scary.
Yeah, plenty scary, and there are fewer better jump out and go boo moments than the hallways, and I think that there's a classic look left, look right, jump. It's like I think that the strength of those movies. I think that people really, for a PG-13 movie, scares the shit out of them. And I think that it's the timing, it's the lighting, the music, everything that's going into it.
Psychological.
Yeah.
It's not just it's not a slasher. It's it's something you're not expecting.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you have the chance, if you're future Nun movies, if there are future Nun movies, they're so successful. I would hope there are. Do you get to do a lot of growling and hissing and sort of and lurking, but do you see a time when you can get more to take out your valedictorian or your thespian chops and actually get Valak to actually have some dialogue?
Okay, excuse me. You don't get more in-depth acting than being able to portray all of that without saying one word, okay? And you'll get something. There's nothing more of a harder, more difficult acting than to portray those emotions without saying one word.
Boris Karloff Frankenstein, that was.
That's right, not one word. That's very difficult.
So I think, we'd like to take some questions from the audience. Do we have, did anybody have anything for Bonnie that they would like? Over there?
She does.
Okay. Oh, but you told me that she's not supposed to ask any questions.
I'm just joking.
Yes, over here.
So are you sure you're not related to Julian Beck? Because there's nobody creepier in this new generation to me than Reverend Kane from Poltergeist. You
All right, thank you.
You guys had this little narrow reach in how you actually interact, and it was just like, bam. I mean, who do you use to sort of project into those kind of? Were you thinking
I don't
of
need to
somebody?
use anybody. I got my own imagination. No. It's me with my own vision. I'm not, So yeah, but thank you so much. I'm so honored. That was such a compliment. Thank you.
We love Julian. He was great.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Got another question out there? Yes.
How was it filming and being a judge on the horror drag show Dragula?
Oh, I love it. Oh, is it fun? That's the best. I love them all. It's incredible. I mean, they're such fabulous artists. I mean, these people, it's just mind-blowing. Pow! It just is like, it's larger than life. And they're all so wonderful, and I just love that whole team and all of them. So it's a lot of fun.
Have you all seen Dragula?
Yes.
It is, yeah. It's our version of the competitive game show. It is so much fun. Anybody else got more questions?
Would you have any advice for aspiring young people wanting to get into horror, modeling and horror acting?
Oh, acting. Well, the best thing I think, because there's so much available via, the internet, do something and put it up on the internet. I mean, it's for free too. You do something, the hardest thing is to come up with a really great idea. Hello? Question.
We had another question in the middle. Yeah. On the left.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So since David Lynch and James Wan aren't here, who is your favorite to be directed by?
Both of them.
Come on.
Cannot pick. Both of them.
That's actually kind of a big deal for James Wan, I think.
He's a pretty big deal himself. That guy is right up there next to him.
So what's the question about when you're doing the difference between doing one of those big Warner Brothers productions and then going off and doing little indie productions like Jacob's Wife? Does it change the way that for your prep or anything like that? Or is it, I'm assuming it's just more people and more catering and
And the indie's a little bit. It's more personal. It's more family-like. It's more intimate, and we kind of all live together in a way.
And
everyone's helping everybody.
Like how long was the shoot? How long was the shoot for the Nun compared to something like Jacob's Wife?
I don't know. I think the Nun was a couple of months. I think it was like 2 months, 3 months. I don't really know.
Okay.
I wasn't on there the whole time. And wait a minute. I think it was 2.5 or 3 months for the Nun 1.
Mm-hmm. And The Conjuring 2 was like.
I don't know The Conjuring 2. I was 2 days on that movie. I literally worked 2 days on that movie, so I have no idea.
That's a nice get then.
Yeah.
Flip that into a franchise.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
We had another question.
Wait, Michael has a question.
Okay, up front.
Can you give us a story regarding David Lynch's direction?
Oh, okay, yeah. David Lynch, he was very specific about how I gave a look, this look that looks could kill, and it was, we went over so many things, and like what? He's sitting there with me, and the thing, and he's like, no, I don't want that. And I do something, no. And he's going, do something else. And it went on for a little while. And I went like this. And he goes, that's it!
Is there a director you'd like to work with?
Oh my God,
I mean,
yes.
I know that.
Oh,
you may,
please.
but is there-
You name them, yes, I want to work, yes.
Pick one, right now. Which one?
I can't.
Too tough. Okay.
That's way too tough.
Over there.
What's your favorite horror movie for today?
I would say The Conjuring 2, The Nun 2, and Jacob's Wife. I would say Mulholland Drive, but it's not a horror movie.
Sure.
Kind of. It kind of is.
Well, no, it's not a horror movie though. It may be horrifying, it may be scary, but what?
I just said there's undertones, but there's
Right, it's
so
not
many-
really a horror movie.
so many directions.
Yeah.
It's David Lynch.
In the middle.
Is there an actor you'd like to work with?
Yeah, lots of them. Like I said, I can't, it's too hard to say.
Any other questions that we have out there? Yes.
Who would win in a fight, the Nun or Annabelle?
She's scrappy.
I think the Nun would win. I mean, Annabelle, I think, is like at this point, a projection from the Nun.
Yeah, because
With the way they weave the story.
Valak's a demon from antiquity.
Right.
I mean, that's like, I think, like Paimon.
And the Annabelle's a doll that's possessed by something,
Right, no,
by a little girl
yeah,
who had a bad ending.
you don't mess with the devil. I mean, that's an unfair fight.
Yeah.
I actually have a couple of questions.
Okay.
One, you've got this amazing voice, the way you project.
Oh, thank
And you have
you.
to do that while you're working. What do you do to warm up for that? Like, what are there exercises you do to have to?
Well, I do a lot of deep breathing. It's a good night's sleep is highly important, let me tell you. And then I drink a lot of water. I take a lot of vitamins, and because and I spray myself with this stuff. So because it's a lot of work.
And it must be hard on the throat though to be.
Yeah, you've got to be really
growl.
careful. Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody can hear you from the back of the room. Yeah, that's
Good.
that's sleep.
Well, my other question is about a scene in, I think it was The Nun 1. It's the water scene, which I found very frightening.
Oh,
because
yeah.
all of us, like you say, there's psychological fear there. All of us have this fear of drowning. Can you tell us about that scene? Because I think it was
Well, I had
really frightening.
someone who I was dating at the time came with me, and this person he knew how to swim, and everyone knew I was going to do. The only people that knew I was going to do that scene was myself and Corin Hardy, the director. And so they're training this stand-in and stunt person to go underneath water, and I'm like, she's not doing it, I'm doing it. She's like, good. Because she had never done it, and I'd never done it. And so he's telling me how to hold my breath. He's going, you're going to go under there. Everyone's like, no, you're not doing it. I'm like, so it comes, and there's a tank, and he goes, no, Bonnie, get in the tank. I'm like, yeah, I'm all ready to get in the tank. They put all these weights on me.
Oh.
Yeah, so, so I'm on this platform that goes down, and the habit's weighted down, and so I take it, and I just held I think it was the pure desire, and I had to do this. I wanted to do this because I knew it wouldn't look the same if it wasn't me coming out of the water. I just did it. I held my breath under there. I opened up my eyes and waited till the water was completely still, and then they allowed me to raise myself up.
Wow.
So I actually raised myself up myself.
Whoa.
And it was just my, like, and then they saw I could do it. They're like, oh, let's do it again. Yeah, look, she did it. She did it. Oh my God, she did it. And then they're like, oh, let's just do it again. Maybe the habit was puffing up over here. And they're like, oh, she can do it. Let's do it again and again.
2 takes or how many takes?
I don't, they just had me do it many times because, yeah, I was fine. I mean.
But you're doing this with the yellow
swirling
contacts.
part was,
and-
no, I did not wear the contacts underneath the water because I was opening up my eyes.
Right, that's what it
But
says.
I held my breath.
Okay.
When I think about it, I mean, if you told me to go underwater and hold my breath right now, I'd say I'll go to hell. You know? I mean, it was just when you really, really want to do something, somehow it's amazing. You just do it. You don't think about it. You just do it.
You got another question out there? Yeah.
Hypothetically, you meet somebody who's never seen any of your horror work at all, okay? And they tell me what's the scariest thing you think you've done. We all have our opinions, but what's that scene that you can say, this is where I was the creepiest I could have been?
I think the painting scene
Yes.
in The Conjuring 2.
That was the sell. That was the proof of concept. Because with I think that was the scene that launched the entire franchise. That for Nun 2 and anything that's coming forward, I think iconic.
Yeah, it's pretty brilliant.
Anybody else? Okay, well, Bonnie, can you let everybody know if for fan interaction and what your socials are if people want to be in contact with you?
I'm Bonnie Aarons 1. You'll see I have a blue check mark. If any of you bump into Guillermo del Toro,
See, there's your answer. She spelled names. Contact Guillermo del Toro, and it was like it could be, anything. That would be super cool. Okay, Bonnie, thank you so much for sharing your time with us.
Thank
And
you.
your next project that is coming out, and remind us again what the name of the film is.
there's one that Barbara's in with me as well. It's called Little Bites. It's coming out in September. And then there is a short, I believe it's called REM, R-E-M.
Okay. And also coming out this fall, you think?
I think it's coming out this summer.
So
or fall. I'm not quite sure.
B-Y or B-I?
What?
Bites, B-Y or B-I?
Little Bites.
B-I?
Like Little Bites. No, B-I-T-E-S. Okay.
Can you actually can you give us any background on what your character is going to be in Little Bites?
I play a mom to the lead character.
Okay.
I play the mother.
And is the mother bitey?
No. You gotta see it's really great.
Okay.
Well, Barbara's in it, Heather Langenkamp's in it, Chuck Bono's in it. Yeah.
Triple
it's
legends.
It's a little indie, but it's Cher actually is the producer of it.
Wow. Okay.
So
Did you have a Cher?
No, I didn't meet Cher.
Oh, okay. So, well, with that, let's give a big round of applause for Bonnie Aarons. And we will see you all around the convention hall. Thank you.
The Masters of Horror.